Remember the future you owe yourself. Every morning when you wake up, you are standing at a crossroads between who you are today and who you have the potential to become tomorrow. And whether you like it or not, the choices you make now are shaping that future self. Too many people forget this truth. They live only for the comfort of today, for the distraction of now, forgetting that their future is quietly being built with every action, every thought, and every habit. The life you dream about, the vision you carry, the strength you want to feel, it does not appear by accident. It is earned, step by step, through the discipline and decisions you make each day. Ask yourself, when the future version of me looks back at this moment, will they thank me or blame me? Will they inherit strength or weakness, freedom or regret, growth or stagnation? That question should live with you daily, because the truth is, the future is not separate from the present. The future is the present compounded. What you repeat now becomes who you are then. Every time you choose laziness, you plant seeds of regret. Every time you choose discipline, you plant seeds of freedom. Every time you give in to excuses, you are stealing from the life you could have lived. But every time you push through resistance, you are investing in the greatness that is waiting for you. The hardest truth to accept is that no one else can give you the life you owe yourself. Not luck, not other people, not timing. Only you. And that responsibility can feel heavy, but it is also liberating, because it means you are not powerless. You have the ability right now to shape tomorrow. You can decide today to build the strength that will carry you through storms. You can decide today to break the patterns that have been holding you back. You can decide today to no longer betray the person you are capable of becoming. The future is not a gift. It is a responsibility. And if you don't remember that, if you forget the future you owe yourself, then comfort will quietly consume you, and years from now, you will find yourself standing in a life you never wanted, asking where it all went. This is why discipline matters. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is the highest form of self-respect. It is saying, I care about the person I am becoming enough to sacrifice who I am now. Discipline is the bridge between vision and reality. Without it, the future remains a dream, a fantasy you replay in your mind, but never touch with your hands. But with it, the future becomes something you walk into, something you can feel, something you can live. Think about the future you imagine for yourself. The body that is healthy and strong, the mind that is clear and resilient, the success you've dreamed about, the freedom you desire. That version of you will not appear by wishing. That version of you requires sacrifice. It requires you to say no to the distractions that pull you away. It requires you to say yes to the struggle, to the pain of growth, to the discomfort of doing what most people avoid. And that is why most people never meet their future selves at their highest potential, because they choose what feels good now over what will feel great later. They forget the future they owe themselves. But you cannot afford to forget. You owe it to yourself to wake up with intention. You owe it to yourself to not waste time on excuses. You owe it to yourself to break free from the patterns of procrastination. Because every time you waste today, you are stealing from tomorrow. Every time you quit, you are handing your future over to weakness. Every time you say, I'll start later, you are betraying the person you could have been. And let me tell you this, the pain of discipline will never compare to the pain of regret. Discipline hurts for a moment. Regret hurts for a lifetime. Discipline requires sweat, focus, and sacrifice. Regret requires you to look back at the life you could have lived and realize you let it slip through your hands. Which pain do you want? The short pain that builds you, or the endless pain that breaks you? You may not feel like it today. You may feel tired, unmotivated, unsure. That is when you must remind yourself of the future you owe yourself. Because motivation comes and goes, but responsibility remains. When you do not feel like showing up, remember the person who is counting on you, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, The version of you who will either live in freedom or in regret, depending on the choices you make today. That version is waiting, watching, and depending on you to do the hard things now. And you cannot think small here. The future you owe yourself is not just about personal success. It is about living a life that matters, a life that reflects your true potential, a life that inspires others, a life that does not waste the gift of existence. When you step into that future, you don't just transform your own life, you transform the lives around you. Your family, your community, even strangers you may never meet, they are all impacted by the person you become. So if not for yourself, then do it for the ripple effect you create. Do it because someone, somewhere, will one day be inspired by the strength you chose to build today. And do not forget this: the future you owe yourself is not guaranteed. Time is not infinite. Every day you waste is a day you will never get back. Life is fragile, and the greatest tragedy is to waste it living below your potential. Stop telling yourself that tomorrow you will start. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment. The only moment you have is now, and now is always enough to begin. You might ask, where do I start? You start small, but you start today. Wake up earlier, train your body, train your mind. Practice discipline in the little things, and it will carry into the big things. Build momentum, because momentum compounds. A single disciplined act repeated daily becomes a habit. A habit becomes a lifestyle. A lifestyle becomes your destiny. Do not underestimate the power of starting where you are, because over time, small choices become the foundation of great futures. And when it gets hard, and it will, remind yourself that this is the cost of becoming who you are meant to be. Do not run from the difficulty, lean into it. Difficulty is the proof that you are growing. Comfort is the proof that you are standing still. If the path you are on feels uncomfortable, good. That means you are paying the price for the future you owe yourself. That means you are moving toward freedom, toward strength, toward greatness. The future you imagine is already calling to you. It is not some distant dream. It is waiting for you to step into it. But you must decide. Will you keep betraying yourself with excuses, or will you honor yourself with discipline? Will you look back in 10 years with gratitude or with regret? The choice is in your hands right now, in this moment. So remember this every day. You owe it to yourself to show up, to fight for your vision, to stay disciplined when it hurts, to stay patient when it feels slow, to stay focused when distractions scream for your attention. Because the future you owe yourself is not going to be built by chance. It is going to be built by the choices you make today. And when that day comes, when you meet that version of yourself, the strong, disciplined, successful, free version, you will know that every sacrifice was worth it. You will know that the pain, the struggle, the late nights, the early mornings, all of it was the price of the life you deserved. And in that moment, you will thank yourself for never giving up. You will thank yourself for remembering the future you owed. So starting today, carry this truth in your heart. The future is not some faraway place. It is already being written with every step you take. Remember the future you owe yourself. Do not waste it. Do not betray it. Build it, one choice at a time, one day at a time, until the vision becomes reality. And when it does, you will stand tall, unshaken, knowing you honored the responsibility that was always yours.